And we just missed Adam Hasner, former majority leader for the Republican House of Representatives in the state of Florida. Well, I should say Republican majority leader for the House of Representatives in the state of Florida, and currently a candidate for United States Senate here in Florida for the seat currently being held by Congressman Bill Nelson. But we do have his wife, Jillian Hasner, here. And Jillian, are you excited to have your husband running for United States Senate?
Well, it's exciting that he wants to be a part of taking our country back.
And you're here supporting him, and you were the manager for the Meg Whitman campaign. You're the campaign manager in California, so I'm sure you gained a lot of valuable experience. Are you managing Adam's campaign here in Florida as well?
No, I am definitely not Adam's campaign manager, but I am his biggest supporter. And it's great to be home in Florida. Florida is always home. And so we're looking forward to a great campaign, and I am definitely not running his campaign, but it's fun to be a part of it and be able to travel the state with him whenever I can, and I think he's doing a great job.
You've run other campaigns, most notably the campaign for California, which is just a huge state for the governor's race. Is it difficult to run a campaign for your husband as opposed to a governor's race in the state of California?
Well, I am not, like I said, I'm not running his campaign, but I am being the hopefully the best supporter and spouse that I can be. And so that's exciting and sometimes a little nerve-wracking, but I just want to be the calm that he can come home to at the end of the day. And a good sounding board for him. And it's very funny. Someone emailed asking about an event, and I said, well, I'm not the scheduler, but I do share a pillow with the candidate. So that's kind of fun. And listen, we're just enjoying being out there, listening to the concerns of Floridians and what they're interested in talking about, getting to know a little bit more about their families and their lives and their struggles and what it is that they really want for their kids and what they want for their country. And Adam's message is really resonating, and we're excited about that.
I know you're not the campaign manager, but I was wondering, would it be difficult to have a spouse as your campaign manager, or to be the campaign manager for your husband?
I don't know.
Your husband in particular, but for anyone to have that kind of relationship that you now have a relationship on the political sense, as well as then you have to go home and be the wife or the husband.
I don't know, but Adam and I sat down, and the one thing that we really talked about when he was considering this, and you have to remember, this was not part of a 5-year plan for Adam to run for the Senate. It was literally, Adam was part of something called Pass the Balanced Budget Amendment, and he started traveling the state to talk about how important it was to have a balanced budget amendment to our Constitution, because we all know that spending is out of control in Washington. And as he was going around, people would come up to him and say, Adam, we really want you to run for U.S. Senate. And so this campaign is something that's very new. And when we talked about it, the one thing that we both decided was this has to be a campaign not based on what polls are saying or anything else, but a message about taking America back, speaking the truth, and if that's what Floridians were going to take to, then that's great. But it can't be consultant driven or message driven, and so I don't know what it would be like to be the spouse and be a campaign manager, because we're not doing that. And we wanted to put our marriage first, and that's what we're doing, and it's working.
Adam did a great job when he was in the Florida legislature. He served beautifully as the majority leader. How would you compare him to the other candidates, to George Lemieux and to Mike Karadopoulos, who I would consider them the 3 leading candidates along with your husband?
I'm not going to get into the comparison game, because that's not even what our campaign is about. It's really about, what it is that it's about, going out and speaking the truth about the fact that the spending's out of control, and about getting back to our Judeo-Christian, foundational principles, sticking and adhering to the Constitution. Government's got way too much control in our lives, and that's, again, if that's a message that resonates, and we believe that it is, our slogan is Fight DC and Save America, and I think that that's where people are at right now.
I think government has been overreaching, not only at the federal level, at the state level, and at the local levels, and it's about time for it to stop.
I couldn't agree more.
And
that's why we're in this.
And I wish you the best of luck in your supporting role, and I wish your husband the best of luck in his race for United States Senate to win the Republican primary and then to go on and beat Bill Nelson.
Well, one of the things that Adam likes to remind people of is it was great to elect Allen West and Marco Rubio, but for every tough vote that Marco takes, Bill Nelson cancels that out. And it's really important in 2012 that we send reinforcements up there for Allen and for Marco, so we can actually, turn this country around and get it going in the right direction. And so, again, it's great to be home in Palm Beach County. It's great to be here at the 10th anniversary of Lobsterfest, and thanks for everybody for their support. And again, fight DC and save America.
Thanks so much, Jillian. And here is Lou Galterio, my favorite singer. Tonight, Lou, you did another fantastic job singing for Lobsterfest. You sang all my favorite songs, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett. Who else? What were the other artists
Martin,
you sang?
Jerry
Martin.
Vale.
Yes, all my favorites.
Bobby Darin.
And you've been so great at entertaining and singing at the Republican events and many other political events around the state, and we really enjoy it.
Thank
so you. People don't get to talk to you a lot. They get to hear you sing and your beautiful voice, but they don't get to talk to you. So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you sing and how you started singing.
Well, I did start off the event with the national anthem, and that's pretty much how I got started as a soloist. I auditioned with the Florida Marlins a few years ago to do the national anthem for, obviously their spring training game. And that was my first exposure to being a soloist, because singing was just a hobby for me. I was working in the corporate world, and I loved music. Music was a passion, and basically I just, said, well, let me go ahead and try and do the national anthem, which is the hardest song as a soloist to sing. And when the Marlins accepted me, pretty much, as they say, that's where pretty much everything took off from there.
I forgot about that part. You also sing for the Marlins, the Miami Dolphins, the Florida Panthers, the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I was privileged to be selected last year to do a playoff game. Me and another guy who sang for the two playoff games, even though the Heat sang this year. Last year I got to sing for a playoff game against the Boston Celtics, and that was unbelievable. So I'll never forget that experience.
As an Italian-American, I felt like having Italian parents that they were especially patriotic and very devoted to their country. Yeah. Would you find that you had the same upbringing, and that's what brings you to sing the national anthem, and you do such a beautiful job with that?
Well, absolutely. When you sing the national anthem, I think it really touches everyone when they hear you sing it from your heart with passion. And coming up from my upbringing, my parents, actually my grandparents coming from Italy, my parents from New York, I just learned to sing right from here. And the national anthem, I can't take it for granted. I try to always sing the national anthem looking at the flag and seeing every stripe and star and color of it, and just knowing what I'm singing, and I think it's always an honor to sing the national anthem. Absolutely.
Well, it certainly touches my heart every time to hear you sing.
Thank you.
And also that you're such a nice person who am so very fond of, and love to see you every time, and to hear your voice. It's
Thank
just
you.
amazing.
Thank you so much, and thank you for this time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So it's great to see you, and I can't wait to hear you. Hopefully I'm going to be hearing you sing at Presidency 5.
We're trying, we're trying. We'll see. Hey, everyone, go ahead and send an email if you want to encourage the powers that be. Certainly, I would love to be up there. Absolutely, no problem.
Yes, we keep sending hints to Dave Bittner, but
Dave Bittner and his obviously his offices,
Right.
Those who are in charge. Absolutely.
but we'd love to hear you sing then, and it's always an honor to hear you, a pleasure, and wonderful to see you.
It's an
So
honor
thank
for me.
you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.